boys and girls. Welcome. I am Miss Kim, and today's story takes us to the library. Pete the cat's first visit, and he discovers at the library that you can take all sorts of adventures just by reading a book. In this book, Pete the Cat Checks Out the Library by James Dean. Well, let's just see where Pete the Cat goes. Are you ready? Pete's mom is taking him to the library for the first time. The librarian gives Pete his very own library card. Cool, says Pete. The librarian smiles. Time for the tour. The librarian takes Pete through the library. There is a big desk where people wait to check out books. Check out and returns. Pete sees some of his friends reading at a long table. It's very peaceful and quiet. How relaxing. The librarian takes Pete to her favorite room. There are lots of Pete-sized chairs and tables and shelves. There are books of every shape, size, and color. What do I do now? Pete asks. Now you read a book, the librarian says. Which book should I read? Asked Pete. You can read any book you like, says the librarian. Pete looks around. There are so many books. I wonder which one he's going to choose. Pete picks up a book all about airplanes and jets. He reads it and pretends he is a stunt pilot. He flies a super fast jet and does loop-the-loops and spirals high in the sky. Wow, look at Pete upside down in the jet. Then Pete finds a book with dragons, wizards, and unicorns on the cover. He reads it and imagines that he is a powerful wizard using magic spells and a special wand to defend his castle against a fire-breathing dragon. Oh, what an adventure! Next, Pete opens a book about spiders and insects. He reads it and imagines that he is a scientist studying all types of critters in the wild. He has to be very still to study some critters and very fast to study others. He's got a magnifying glass to see this little guy. And he's running with a net to catch the butterfly. Have you ever caught a butterfly? You have to run really fast. Then Pete chooses a book with all sorts of scary monsters on the cover. It is a book of fairy tales. Pete reads it and pretends that he is in a dark, spooky forest trying to outsmart a big, bad wolf. Whoa, what book do you think Pete is reading? Yeah, I think he is reading Little Red Riding Hood, huh? Pete puts that book back on the shelf. It is too scary. Pete opens a book about the pyramids in Egypt. He reads it and pretends that he is an explorer riding a camel across the desert. and climbing to the top of a giant pyramid. Whoa, where do you think he is at here? That's right, Egypt. Let's see where he goes next. Next, Pete picks a book with all sorts of robots on the cover. He reads it and imagines that he is a robot at a robot dance party. His arms and legs make whizzing sounds when he moves. When Robot Pete speaks, he says, bleep, bloop, bleep. Look at his hands. And he's antennas on his head. What a silly imagination, huh? Next, Pete picks up a book about superheroes. He reads it and makes believe that he is a superhero. He flies around the city in a colorful cape, chasing bad guys and saving the day. Good job, Pete. Then Pete spots a big book about the ocean and all its creatures. He reads it and imagines that he is a scientist in a submarine deep in the Atlantic Ocean looking for whales, squids, and sharks. Whoa, look, here's his submarine. Cat 1 sub. Do you see Pete in the window? What an adventure! There are so many wonderful books to read at the library. Pete can be whatever he imagines with a book. Reading is super groovy. And there's Pete inside a book with his library card. Oh, what a fun book. Pete enjoyed going to the library his first time, didn't he? Do you boys and girls have a library card? Yeah. Thank you for joining me today in reading this book. Pete the Cat checks out the library. And remember, a good book and your imagination will take you anywhere. Bye.